Good morning, party people. How is everyone doing on this beautiful, glorious morning?
Wicked, Chris. Hope you're doing good too.
Man, oh man, that is awesome.
So finally you did something with your hair.
What are you talking about?
Your hair looks different today.
Yeah, I had a mustache. The other day I had a mustache and a goatee.
Yeah.
And today I just was sporting a mustache, and then I'm like, I wasn't sure who was going to be doing the training this morning. If I'm going to be doing a training, it's going to be recorded. I'm not going to have some silly mustache on because I'm not a mustache person anyway. So I was just doing it to where my wife was calling me Pornstachio. I look like a 1980s TV star, but not the right kind that we want to represent in this company, if you know what I mean. All righty. Too bad that was recorded. So good morning, everyone. I'm not really sure who's supposed to do the training this morning, so I believe I will just go ahead and do it.
I think it's Renee. I think she's doing the training today.
Is it? Renee, are you doing the training? Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to wait another minute or so. Let me go live. Let me pause this. Should have done that. Good morning, everyone. So guys, my name is Chris Schweda. I am coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana, and it is my privilege to be able to share with you guys this morning. We're going to go over what it is that a new person has to do to get started in our business. And so many times, and there's many different perspectives, and I want to be very clear, there is a system in place that basically is designed to save you a lot of time, energy, and money. So whenever we look at, system, save yourself time, energy, and money. And there's systems in place to where the average person, someone that might not have any experience in this industry, can come in and be able to create success. And so many times when we look at something or we see one person winning one way, then we think that that might be the only way, i.e., some people are very good at attracting and building a team via Facebook. And the thing about that is you have to stay very much on top of the algorithms and all these different things on what might change. And then for the newer person or someone that might not be a Facebook guru, you might say, well, I'm not good at Facebook, so I can't have success in this company. So what we're going to be sharing this morning is many different strategies on how every single person, I don't care who you are, on how you can go out and create success and build a business that can, if you want to make an extra $500 a month, can absolutely do that. But if you want to change your life financially, that is possible as well. So starting off, what I want to share is many people, it's hard for them to see past double what they might be making now. And the challenge is when we start talking about what's possible and we start sharing, or you start hearing some of the stories, many people might already in their mind have gone, you know what? I don't know if I could do that. And I'll just kind of share back when I got started. I was in my early 20s and I got started in this industry, and it just seemed like the coolest thing in the world where I can make an income working from the comfort of my home. I was like, that's cool, right? So if I can do this and make money working from home, that just seemed like the coolest thing in the world. And I happened to pick a company that was not the easiest thing to share. It wasn't something that was just a simple conversation. It was something where I had to learn a lot of information. And I also had to learn not only people skills, but personal development and know a lot about the legal situation. I mean, it was just something that was a little strange for a 20-something-year-old to go out and talk to their friends about, right? And I'm sharing that with you because, my experience of getting started, I heard some principles. One being, it takes the rest of your life to fail. The only way to fail is to quit. And those were the foundation principles that kept me engaged to where I didn't quit on myself when I didn't create a huge success right off the bat. In fact, I was probably what you'd put as the poster child of what not to do. They talked about the systems, but I kept thinking that I needed more. I needed more. I'm sharing this because some of you all might be in a position where you're sitting there thinking, you know what? Well, as soon as I learn this, then I can do it. As soon as I learn that, then I can do it. Maybe I need to get this training and I need that training. I need all this stuff. Because guys, I can appreciate that because I was that person. And what I want to share with you is the principles and simple strategies that we're going to go over today. I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you're a bus boy, a bus driver. I don't care if you're a garbage man or a woman. You can go out and create success with this simple message that we're going to share. But what I also want you to have an awareness to is, you know, many of us have a circle of influence. We have a circle of people that know us, like us, and respect us. And based on, let's just say you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, and we all rate ourselves a 5. Well, people that you might have more influence than would be a 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever you want to call it. So you have influence over them. Well, guys, if you're a busboy or a garbage man and you rate yourself as a 5 and your influence ratio of people that you have influence over, you know, your 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. And if that's the conversation you're having with those people, you want to understand that your business isn't going to grow as fast with that circle of influence than if we're talking about your 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. And what I've experienced over the years is that many people, when we get started, we choose who we think is going to respond. And you can maybe throw me something in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. You get started, and we basically start creating in our mind who we think is going to do it or who we think might do it. And many times we're not thinking of the sharpest, most business-minded people that we know. We start painting a picture of like who we feel comfortable going out and talking to. And the reality is that many times the people that have a lot of influence are the people that we would want to talk to first, but it's fear of rejection, fear of other things on why we don't go out and do that. So the strategies and principles we're going to talk about today are, I sound like a school teacher, all slow and stuff like that. It's funny. But the strategies and principles we're going to talk about today are going to be strategies and principles that anyone, I don't care what your level of influence is, can still go out there and create success. And if you go out and do what we're going to share, I promise you, you're going to be able to create success no matter what your influence level is. So the first thing that I want to share today is it's really important for you to know why you're doing this. And why is that? Can we all agree that anything that is new might be a little uncomfortable to start? Because it's new, right? Like if you've ever started a new job, can we agree that it might be a little uncomfortable, the new job, or what you might be doing? There might be a little bit of fear. There might be a little bit of what's going to happen. How is this going to look? How is that going to look? And guys, we all tell ourselves a story of, you know, what we believe is the reality in our mind. We tell ourselves a story of who's going to do it, who's not going to do it, and or how people are going to feel. And this is the reality of things. Most of the time, the stuff that we make up on how people are going to look at us, how we're going to feel, isn't real. It's a story that we're telling ourselves. Now, if you're one of those people that have done something in the past and you realize that before doing it, like you made up like, oh my God, this is going to be hard. This is going to be, you know, it might not work, it might this, whatever. And then when you go to do it, it was so much easier when you actually did it than what you thought it was going to be. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. Like, hey, I've experienced that before. Because many of us are in that place where we're telling ourselves, or we're like, well, I'm not good at sales, and I'm not good at this, and I'm not good at that. And what I need to ask you is, are you good with people? And when I say that, I'm saying, are you good with sharing with people like something that could benefit them. Like, for instance, you go into Dillard's and you go up in there and there's this rack of 75% off. And like there's these $100, $200 shirts that you're able to get for like, $25. In fact, it might even, let's just call it 90% off, right? And there's this rack of 90% off, and you're able to get, the clothes that would be hundreds of dollars for literally pennies on the dollar when you really break it down. So you call up your friend. Are you going to call them up and be all weird and be like, I don't know, I don't know if you wear clothes or not, but there's a sale going on. Like, you're going to go, oh my gosh, Mary, 80% off. 80% off sale at Dillard's. I got this shirt and it was this much and I only paid $15 for it. You gotta go check it out. Now, can we all agree that if there was some huge sale going on where you saw something where there was huge value, that you would be telling your friends and family and you would probably be pretty excited about it? Like, oh my gosh, like I got the cutest outfit. Probably talking like a girl, because I don't think a dude would call their friend and say the cutest outfit, but they would say, dude, you got to go to Dillard's, freaking jeans, 150 bucks. I just paid 25 bucks for them. You got to go check it out. So the thing is that we have one rule I like to say, and it's to be normal. And the reason why I say that is because people are making a decision when you're sharing with them on, one, can I do what you're doing? And two, do I want to do what you're doing? And if you're being a weirdo, they don't want to do that, right? And weird is pushing things on people that they don't have an interest in. So if there was a sale at Dillard's, 80% off, are you going to feel like you're being pushed by sharing the sale with them? Or are you going to feel like that was weird to call up your friend and share value with them? No, that would be a total normal conversation, right? And you're also not going to feel like, you know what? I don't know if I want to call that person. They might like to spend full price on their clothes. Like, you're not going to have those silly thoughts of who you're not going to talk to because they're going to reject you on telling them about value. Is this making sense to anybody? Like, so we create a story on how we don't want to go talk to certain people because we think that we're going to be judged. But if you look at it from where I'm saying that you're sharing that sale where the person's getting so much more value than what they're spending, then we never feel weird about doing it. And that's where it really boils down to on why are you taking this product? And it's so funny because my 20 years of experience in this industry, most of the time, every company I've been with has always been recruit to sell, recruit to sell, recruit to sell. So we're talking about the business. And that's where the thing on, oh, I'm trying to get them to do it and all that weird stuff comes from, because people aren't good at that. The reality is most people getting started in this industry are good at getting customers, but they're not great at getting promoters. And the reason why that is because they act weird trying to get their friends to recruit. And then their friends are like, I don't want to be weird. You're acting weird. And then they don't want to do it. But the fact that we have such a high impact product that most people are becoming promoters because of the product and what it's doing for them, it's so much easier for us to share this without being a weirdo, and for you to reframe it in your mind that I need to share this with everyone because of the value that I'm bringing, and to not have an emotional attachment to if they say yes or no. So by either a show of hands or in the comments, because a lot of people have their cameras turned off or they're doing something in the background or whatever, and you don't want me to see that you're not paying attention, just to give some interaction here, by a show of hands, who has ever worked in a restaurant? Or I can only see a few people. I see Heidi raise her hand there, right? Now, Heidi, I'm going to ask you because I can see you. When you worked in a restaurant and you went and asked someone if they wanted coffee after their meal, did you feel rejected when they say no? Like, did you go, oh my God, they said they don't want coffee? And you're like, I quit my job. This thing doesn't work. These people are crazy. Like, they don't want coffee. Well, guys, it's the same thing. We're talking about a cup of coffee. We're talking about a conversation that should be so simple that you never feel weird or feel like you're in some crazy thing where you're trying to get people to do something. And I'm going to go over some strategies, and I know I'm taking a little bit of time here to set this up because the system on what I'm going to share is going to be so short and simple that you're going to go, is that it? And this is what I'm going to share with you, is that if you will just do the things that I'm going to share, then you're going to have success. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, period, bar none, boom, that's it. But I'm going into all this stuff because what I've learned in 20 years of doing this is that most people don't have success based on the stories that they're telling themselves and the conversations or their self-talk. So then they don't actually go do the activity. So what it really boils down to, what I'm talking about right now is philosophy. And I'm giving you some mind pictures or stories to where you can paint a picture of, oh, that makes sense. Because if I can help you change your philosophy, that will change your attitude towards the activity. It'll change the way that you feel about doing it. And if you feel like you have to talk to every person you come in contact with because I need to share value with them, then you will talk to people versus not doing the activity. Because the reality is if you don't do the activity, you won't get the result. And if you don't feel good about it, you won't do the activity. So I want to work on our philosophy first, so where you will have a good attitude about taking action, which in turn will create the result that you desire. So with that being said, it's very important for you to know why you're doing this. So when we do welcome calls, the purpose of the welcome call is for you to connect what it's going to feel like when whatever your goal might be. If you want to make an extra $500, how does that change your life? How does that affect, the way you move forward? Like, what changes? How do you feel about that extra $500? And what changes in your life because of it? Does it give you some stress relief based on where you are financially? Does it, maybe you might be a stay-at-home mom that wants your own spending money, right? You might be someone that, hey, an extra $500 might be able to change the car you're driving. An extra $500 might be able to pay off some credit card debt that you might have. And then how does that feel by that happening? And I'm sharing this because if you can get really connected to the feeling and create a place where the pain of not doing it is greater than the pain of doing it. And what are you talking about, the pain? Well, we talked about how we create a story in our mind on if somebody's going to say yes or no. And I want people to be really honest right now. When you got started with this and you started to basically maybe make a list of who do I want to talk to, I want you to be really honest on, did you have people you were afraid to talk about this? Put me in the comments. This is going to be vulnerable, guys. Put me in the comments if you created where you're afraid to talk to some people. And then what I want to ask you is why? And part of it is a story that you're telling yourself about, and most of the time, it's because we're looking at ourselves as a 5, and that person might be a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the thing is that we think because they're successful that they might not want to do it or whatever. And this is what I want you to basically, and by the way, Jeff, there is no saying anything wrong if you're going to say what I'm going to tell you to say. Like, there is no, the problem is we start talking too much, which is weird, right? And then they don't want to be weird. And we're going to go over that, and then you're going to say, this is just ridiculous. It's that simple. It's that easy, right? So with that being said, if you can be really clear on what it feels like when you achieve what it is that you want, then it's easier to do the action. So the other thing is you got to have fun. You got to make this fun to where you want to do it. And if it's fun and you're excited, other people are going to be like, what in the hell are you doing? You mean you're having fun and making money? Like, come on, what's this about? Come on, tell me, right? And the thing is that, so we have two rules. One, don't be a weirdo, be normal. And two, you got to have fun. So now let's go over the system real quick. Now this is where it gets ridiculous. And if you get on the team calls every week, you're not going to hear anything new. But what I'm going to go into a little bit more detail today, but this is the reality. And I challenge you to try me on this. I challenge you to prove me wrong. That what I'm going to tell you to say and how you say it. So I recommend taking out a pen and maybe writing some notes. Because I promise you, if you say things the way that I'm going to tell you to say things, there is no possibility of you not having success. And this is proven. So step one in our system is, this is a hard one, guys, drink coffee, be happy. You mean I got to smile? Oh my gosh, no, not a smile. Guys, it's really this simple. You drink a cup of coffee and you're happy and you're excited. And guess what? See, people follow energy. If you are just fired up and excited to live life, do you think people are going to be more attracted to talk to you? Or are they going to be more attracted to talk to you if you're Eeyore? Well, you know, just this. Like nobody wants to talk to Eeyore. They want to hang out with Tigger. Tigger's fun. People, you need to be Tigger. So basically, you drink coffee and be happy. Smile. It's amazing what happens. Watch, try this. Be in the line at the grocery store. When somebody looks at you, do this and smile. I guarantee they're going to smile back. But if you're like, and you look at them, they're going to look back at you like you're weird, right? So guys, drink coffee, be happy. Simple stuff. Drink a cup of coffee, be happy. Step two, share your story. Now, weird, you're standing in line at the grocery store and you just go, man, I drank this cup of coffee and actually it might work. But I drank this cup of coffee and it gave me all this energy and like I just feel amazing right now and I have this focus and clarity and whatever. And if you just started telling somebody in the line at the grocery, I'm sitting here thinking it's weird, but more than likely they would just say like, what kind of coffee are you drinking? I want some, right? But what's weird because people don't just start talking to people and start telling their story, that might feel a little weird and they might think that that was a little strange, but what if you ask them the random question and just say, I mean, where'd you get your shoes? I like them. Compliment the person. And then when they talk back to you, you say, wow, you have great people skills. I know this is random, but do you know anybody who drinks coffee? I know this is random, but do you know anyone that drinks coffee? Why did I say I know this is random? Because if you're in the line at the grocery store and you just ask somebody if they know anybody that drinks coffee, that's a little random. And they might think that was random. But if you say this is random, then they don't think that this is random because you already said it. You could do this anywhere. Compliment someone. So guys, right now what I'm going over is face-to-face, talking to people. Like some of you all might not want to do anything other than type, and that's cool. But I'm giving every single person the opportunity that they can do it too. So you basically compliment someone. Now we're on Facebook. Let's talk about that same thing. And you're watching what they're doing on Facebook and paying attention because people like themselves, number one, and people's favorite subject to talk about is themselves. So you might want to say, oh my gosh, I love the story about whatever that you saw. But then if you're going to hit them up about a business, you don't want to make it look like you're interacting with them just so you can pitch your business because then they think you're a slimeball. So what you do, if you're going to do that, if you're going to go straight into it, what you want to do is you want to say, oh my gosh, I love the story about whatever. If you're going to compliment them about or talk about something to build a bridge in their story, or something that they said, hey, I love the post you made about whatever. I know this is random, but do you know anyone that drinks coffee? And then now you're getting to the point. And I say, I know this is random. And guys, what I'm sharing with you is psychology behind it. I'm going to tell you what to say, but I'm also going to tell you why. So share our story is step 2. So now let's go into that. How do we share a story without being a weirdo in the line at the bank or wherever we are? Is, hey, blah, blah, beautiful day out there, isn't it? Oh, wow, what do you do that you're at the grocery store in the middle of the day? Where do you work? Or, hey, you have good people skills. Where do you work? Hey, compliment, boom. Whatever it might be, just talk to them. What do you do? In order to communicate, people need to disagree. So check this out. Well, what do you do? Well, I do such and such. How long have you been doing that? Oh, man, I've been doing it for 5 years, 2 years, 2 months. Doesn't matter. Wow, you must love that. You must love that. See, what happens is when people are like, man, I've been working so many hours. It's just been crazy. I don't have any time. If you say this, wow, that must suck. You don't have any time. You need to look at my business. They're going to start telling you what they do love about their job, because in order to communicate, people need to disagree. But what if we say this, man, I'm working so many hours. I'm just, man, my time has just really been limited. You say, no way, you must love that job to be working all those hours. And then they're going to say, well, not really, but it pays the bills. And then you go, well, I know this is random, but do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Boom. And then you open up the conversation. Well, yeah, everybody, why do I say, do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Do you know anybody that doesn't know anybody that drinks coffee is the question. Because everyone knows people that drink coffee unless they live under a rock, right? Unless they live on some secluded island out in the North Pole that doesn't have a store, they know people that drink coffee. And we want to line up the yeses starting out. And I'm going into way more detail than what I normally would, because the system is so simple. I'd be done in the training 2 seconds. Because I love to hear myself talk. No, I'm joking. So basically, do you know anybody who drinks coffee? The psychology behind that question is to get them to say yes. Because if you get them to start saying yes, then you get a bunch of minor agreements to get a major agreement, which is buy my coffee, right? So do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Well, yeah, of course I know people that drink coffee. Have you tried the happy coffee yet? Have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? Now, when you say, have you tried the happy coffee yet? That is a question that makes people feel like, was I supposed to try the happy coffee? And it makes them go, happy coffee, what is that? And when you say, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? Or you might say, hey, have you tried that happy coffee everyone's been talking about? They're going to say, and I guarantee you, if you say that everyone's been talking about, 90+% of the time, go test it. They're going to look at you, but you have to say it with excitement, because we said, drink coffee, be happy. Share your story without being a weirdo. How do we do that? We ask 2 questions. Hey, do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? With enthusiasm, because you're excited. And they're going to go, happy coffee, what is that? And you're going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe you haven't tried it. Look, a friend of mine shared this with me, and I'm going to tell you, if this is how you tell a story in an effective way, where they're going to be like, oh my, I have to try that stuff. You share your story, but what I always start off with was that it sounded too good to be true, or I was skeptical. And why do you think I do that? Do you know anybody that might say that sounds too good to be true, or that is skeptical? We all know people that are skeptical. So if I say it before they do it, then I don't get that objection. So I say, a friend of mine told me about this coffee. And honestly, when he was telling me all the stuff it did for him, It almost sounded too good to be true. And I tell you what, being a busy person with 2 kids and all the things that go on with life, I was just, I didn't have a whole lot of energy. And when I heard the stories on what this product was doing for him, I was like, man, I need to try that. If it did that for him, what will it do for me? And when I tried this stuff, what I felt was absolutely amazing. I just went through being from the toughest part of my life where, I was behind on my bills. I'd gotten sick, which totally put me in a really bad financial position. And when I drank this coffee, it was like I almost forgot about all that. And I just felt really normal for the first time in 2 years. I couldn't believe how great it made me feel. So with that being said, I was like, wow, energy, focus, but it was like this calming energy. It's the craziest thing. But look, I don't really know how to explain it. There's a 90-second video that you got to check this out. It explains it way better than I can. If I send that to you, when do you think you'll have a whole 90 seconds to look at? Boom, step 3, share something else other than you. Share. So I go from my story into sharing the video. Or I might say, oh my God, I tell you what, look, if you're like me and you're skeptical, I need to add you to this Facebook group because when you see these stories on what's happening for people, oh, it's going to blow you away. Boom. And then I basically put them into the Facebook group, Team Rise Community, or if your team has another customer group, put them in the customer group and let them see the customers and the stories. And if you know that that person's like, you know what, I was tired too, and I had this going on. So then what you do is you search the group for a post that has to do with energy and being tired, or they were tired and they have energy. And then you go tag them in that message. So step 3 is using a tool. Don't be a tool. Your job is not to be a coffee nootropic expert that is now explaining how it balances out your hormones and causes your brain to release dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. What I do is I play dumb. I'm like, it releases all these happy things like endorphin or something, like I don't even know how to pronounce them. But this video I'm gonna send you, it's 90 seconds long. It explains like what all the chemical things are. I don't even know what the hell they are, but I do know they feel good. Holy shamoly, do I feel good. Boom, I share a story, lead them into the next tool. Step 3, share a tool. Again, we said you gotta be normal. So if you're all of a sudden a scientist, you're a freaking weirdo and nobody wants to be a weirdo. So facts tell, stories sell. Step 4, I'm following up and I'm gonna basically say, hey, did you have a chance to check out the video? Hey, did you have a chance to check out the story in that Facebook group I put you in? Hey, did you have a chance to try the product? The product is a tool, by the way. So you're going to ask that question, hey, did you have a chance to whatever you sent them to? And then this is what I say, and you can say it or not, but it's a leading question that subconsciously works. I'm going to lead them into saying something positive. And how do I do that? I'm going to say, so can you see why I'm so excited? And if I'm talking to them in person, I'm shaking my head. So I'm going, oh my gosh, you checked it out? Oh, can you see why I'm so excited? And they're going to say yes. And you're going to say, so what story made the most sense to you? If they might have checked out ahappydose.com and they watched the videos or the stories on the Facebook page or in the video, if they watch a 90-second video, hey, so what part about the video made the most sense to you? What stuck out? What you like best? However you talk, that sounds normal. You're going to ask a question that's going to get a positive. What you like best? What you like most? What made the most sense? What stuck out? What resonated with you? However you talk. And then no matter what they say, as long as you're being congruent with truth, if they say, man, I really like the energy, then what you do is you say, me too. I love the energy. How many of us love the energy? If you love the energy, say, I love the energy too. Because people like themselves, And it brings us back to school when we were in high school and the teacher asks a question, nobody wants to raise their hand because nobody wants to have the wrong answer. So when they say that their answer, you agree and you go, that's awesome, me too. Again, you're excited because you're drinking coffee and you're happy. And then you're going to say, that's what everybody says. Because again, as soon as people think other people are talking about something that they don't know about, it's a tool of influence called social proof. And that's why I always say, have you heard about the happy coffee? Everyone's been talking about. Because they think if everyone's talking about it, I don't know about it. Everybody's talking, what is that? Happy coffee. So then what happens is, I'm going to say, me too. That's what everybody says. So, hey, I have a quick question for you, Jenny. Were you want to be happy and make extra money or just be happy? So, or if somebody says, I'm not interested in that, I just look at them. The best way to handle any objection is look at them with a dumb face if you're in front of them and you go, not interested in that? You're not interested in being happy? And then they're going to say, or you ask them, you don't like to be happy? And they're going to feel silly about saying that because that's stupid. It's stupid for people to say no. Like, it's funny, people say, well, I don't drink coffee. Well, do you like to be happy? Yes. If you could drink a cup of coffee, and then we have other products, right? But I just want to get a point across. If you could drink a cup of coffee and it could make you happier, would you drink a cup of coffee even if you don't like coffee? And most people are going to say yes. And if they don't, they're idiots and you don't want to talk to them. I mean, it's just the reality. But we do have a coffee, we have a lemonade and a whatever. So you could ask them. You could say, well, if there was a lemon flavored drink that you could have that made you happy, would you want to try that? And just ask them a question. So questions are the key. And guys, I know I'm taking a long time because the train would be over in 2 seconds if I just went step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So now step 4. So now we're going to go, hey, did you want to become a customer and a promoter or just a customer? Hey, did you want to be happy and make extra money or just be happy? Alternative closing question. So when you order a flight and you want to fly and you call in, which I know most of us do on the internet, but I remember when we used to call Southwest and we would say, hey, I want to book a flight to such and such. And the person would say window or aisle. Does anybody remember that? Or basically, if you're talking to somebody on the phone and they're saying, how do you want to pay for that? If you're in a store, cash, credit, or check. Alternative closing question. So you're going to say, hey, do you want to be happy and make extra money or just be happy? Well, make extra money. What are you talking about? So how do we talk about that? Say, look, I don't really know a whole lot about all that, but what I do know is that most people that drink this coffee, their friends notice a difference in them. And most people feel so great, they just want to share it with other people. So you have a choice. You can share it with other people and I can get paid, or you can share it with other people and you can get paid. It really doesn't matter to me, but whatever you want. So if you want to make extra money, you could do that too. Well, how does that work? Look, I don't really know how to explain all that, but I tell you what, I'm brand new. A friend of mine is so much better at explaining this than I am. I got to introduce you to her. She has such a great story. Here, let me see if I can get Gabrielle on the phone. Hold on a minute. And then now you're going to pass the ball. And step 4 is pass the ball. Someone else other than you. So if you're on Facebook, you might connect them on Messenger. If you're doing it in person, you might do it on a phone call or even a Zoom. So step 4 is pass the ball. So why do we pass the ball? Remember, we started this off saying people are making a choice. 1, can I do this? 2, do I want to do this? And if you paint a picture, because people think in pictures, it's safe to say we don't have any NBA basketball players on this call. But if all you have to do is get out on the court, so you want to paint a picture in their mind, but it's not your job to do that, it's your support team to do that. and basically say, because they're thinking, hey, this person didn't know anything. They didn't explain anything. All they did is send me a website. They gave me a sample, or they text me some link, clicked on it, made sense to me. I wanted to try it. I mean, I'm probably going to tell people about it if it whatever. And really, they didn't do anything. In fact, they didn't even know how to answer any questions. They had to have somebody else answer the questions. Like, if they don't even know anything and they can win, I'm going to kill this thing because I'm so smart. I'm a genius and I can talk to people and I can sell. That person didn't even know what they were doing. That's a few people might think that. But the other person that might be more timid would be like, wow, they didn't really, like, I don't have to learn a whole bunch of stuff. Like, send somebody a link through text. I know how to work my phone already. Okay, I could do that. Share my story. Tell them how it made me feel. I could do that. I can send somebody to a Facebook link. I can put somebody else on the phone to answer questions when I don't know anything. So guys, you got to create an environment where people feel like they can do it. So that's what I do. I play dumb. I'm like, if I don't know about all that, what I do know is when I drink this stuff, I feel freaking amazing. You like to feel good, don't you? Yeah. Oh, you're going to love this stuff. But man, you got to hear Gabrielle's story. It's amazing. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get her. She's really busy, but I tell you what, she knows so much more than I do. And more importantly, she's helped a whole lot of people, and she's a ton of fun. Hold on. Let me see if I can get her on the phone. Boom. And I'm a three-way. Now let's talk Messenger. Hey, Gabrielle. You can talk to Messenger, by the way. Hey, Gabrielle. I have my friend Lynette. You got to meet Lynette. She wanted to find out more, and I'm really excited for her to hear your story. Lynette, Gabrielle, Lynette. Boom. Through a messenger, you're talking, and then they get to hear your excitement, right? If you're doing messenger chat, sometimes it makes more sense to leave voice messages than it does to type, because tonality is 38% of communication. Physiology is 55% of communication. You can even do a video on there. Do a video and say, hey, Lynette, I just wanted to touch base with you. I know this is random, but have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? Oh my gosh. I mean, you can do whatever. But so, all right. So guys, now we're passing the ball. So back to Michael Jordan. Everyone can dribble the ball, but not everyone can take the shots. And when people see that they don't have to take the shot, or even better yet, some people, they get started and they feel they need to take every shot. You don't understand. My friends are different. How many of us have said that before? You don't understand. People in my area, people in Wisconsin are different, right? Everybody thinks the people are different where they live. And the fact that everybody's different means everybody's the same. Everybody's the same no matter where they are, okay? You talk to people in Russia, they're the same. So with that being said, we're not in Russia, by the way. Now people are going, we're open in Russia? Yeah! So again, facts tell, stories sell. We're going to tell stories. We're going to lead them into a tool. Then we're going to get them on the phone with someone else. And then they're going to see that they don't have to take the shot. So then we paint the mental picture of, hey, if all you had to do is stand out on the court, dribble the ball, and pass it to Michael Jordan and let Michael Jordan take the shot for you, why would you ever take the shot yourself, you silly person? Michael Jordan's right there, and he's guaranteed to go and make it. So let Michael Jordan take the shot every single time. And your Michael Jordan is your support team. Your Michael Jordan is someone on this dream team, because we have so many amazing people in this group. There's so many people that are way better at this than I am. And the beautiful part about it is it's not about me and how good I am. It's about how can I leverage this system, which means save yourself time, energy, and money. That's what system stands for. So guys, it really boils down. That's what we do. So recap, boom, 4 steps, 2 rules. Don't be a weirdo. Have fun. Drink coffee. Be happy. Be excited. Be energy. People follow energy. Share your story without being a weirdo. How do we do that? Hey, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? But first, ask the question, hey, do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Because if you ask the other question first, and they say, well, I haven't heard about the happy coffee, but I don't drink coffee. Guys, I've had people that said they don't drink coffee, but they said, happy coffee, what is that? And I'm still, they'll try the coffee. So again, ask question number 1, do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Question number 2, Have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? Boom. Oh my gosh. You got to hear this. A friend of mine shared this with me. I was skeptical, but once I tried the product, this is what I felt. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how amazing I feel. I talked about the problem. Hey, prior to taking this product, I didn't have energy. I was at the lowest point of my life. This is where I was. Since I've been taking this product, this is what it's done for me. So you talk about the problem, where you were, and then you talk about how the coffee was the solution to the problem. And this is where I am now. Since I've been taking the product, this is what I feel. Oh my gosh, you got to check this out. There's a video that explains it way better than I can. Boom, I'm going to send it to you. Follow up. Hey, did you check out the video? Yes, awesome. Can you see why I'm so excited? Yes, awesome. So what stuck out to you? Oh, I like the weight loss. Me too. That's what everybody says. Oh my gosh. So, hey, is there anything else you need to know before you're getting started, before you're ready to get happy? Well, how does it work exactly? You know what? I don't really know how it works. I know I'm right-handed, so I start with my right hand. In fact, I have one of those little frothers I use, right? But if you mean technical stuff, I don't know anything about that. Hey, let me get you on the phone with Leslie real quick. You got to hear her story. She can explain that way better than I can. Boom. Do you see how fast I just went through that whole system? That's why I had to talk a lot more, because I could have finished the whole system in 30 seconds. So, love you, baby. Talk to you later. All right. Okay. With that being said, guys, that's what we do. I challenge you to do what I just shared. I challenge you to compliment somebody. I challenge you to say, how long, what do you do? How long have you been doing that? No way, you must love it. And watch, they're going to tell you every so often they'll say, yeah, I really do love it. And you say, awesome, what do you love most about it? Oh, blah, blah, the people. Oh, you love people? I know this is random, but have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? Hey, I know this is random. Do you know anybody who drinks coffee? Hey, you like people. If there was a way to basically share a cup of coffee with people and make an extra money, are you allergic to extra money? Guys, I challenge you to go out there and try this and run people through the 4-step process and not have success. In fact, I challenge you to try this 2 times every day. 2 times every day, because this is a business. And the reality is if you're not taking action in your business, you're not in business. And the reality is people want to join someone that knows where they're going. And if you're not doing it, why would they want to join you? Like, if you had to ask yourself, if I joined a business, would I want to join somebody that is rocking it, making it happen by doing simple disciplines every day? Or do I want to join someone that's in the business today, out of the business tomorrow, in the business the next day, out of the business the next day? When you ask yourself that question, who would you want to join? We all want to join the person that's doing it. So do yourself a favor and be consistent with simple things. Run 2 people every day through the basis. I guarantee if you do this every day, twice a day, I challenge you to run 2 people through the system every day, and you try to not have, you have to really try to screw it up to talk to 2 people every day and not create some kind of success. I'm sorry, you do. You have to just blab your mouth and talk way too much. I challenge you to say what I just shared with you guys to 2 people a day, have enthusiasm, and you not start signing up some customers. And then if you call me up and you say it's not working, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to literally get on the phone with you and listen to what in the world you're saying, because you have to be doing something crazy for it to not work. Because this system has helped so many people make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. And because of that, we have so many people that have totally changed their lives financially because they helped other people make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. Guys, that's our business. That's what we do. It's no more complicated than that. The most important thing is to know why you're doing it, to where you're actually going to do it every day, to where you'll actually do the consistent 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day. And what'll happen is you'll do 2 a day, and then you get other people that might want to do it with you. And then you help them do 2 a day. Next thing you know, you have 10 a day happening. Next thing you know, you have 100 a day happening. Guys, you look at, like, when you hear stories of the person that goes fast, you start judging yourself and thinking, well, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not, whatever. All you have to be good is at the mundane. You have to be good at being consistent. That's all you have to be good at. You have to be good at saying, you know what? I'm not going to give up on myself. I know why I'm doing this. I know what it feels like to have that 500,000 or whatever your number is. I know what that's going to feel like. I know how it's going to make an impact in my life, and I'm going to do it every day. And if you just get consistent with that, what'll happen is you'll find other people and you teach them the consistency. And what'll happen, see, the key to success is getting a large group of people to do a few simple things. Guys, is the system we just shared simple? It is. A few simple things over and over and over again. So you get a large group of people to do a few simple things over and over and over. So Heather's asking, what video do you recommend sharing with people? I use either ahappydose.com, ahappydose.com. It has a 3-minute video and it has a testimonial video. Or you can share your link. I recommend everybody go get a redirect from GoDaddy. Get a site that's, use your name, you know, LynetteJohnson.com, AngelaMcCain.com. It doesn't matter. Or you can use IMakePeopleHappy.com or whatever you want. Get a redirect and redirect it to your websites where people aren't putting your name or putting the website in a Google search and ending up on someone else's page. Make sure that you tell people to put it in the top address bar, and then basically make sure they're on your site. So what's a 90-minute video? It's a 90-second video. It's through the app. The 90-second video is through the app. And last thing, don't be a Facebook spammer. Don't have, buy my happy coffee, oh, pictures of Elevate, pictures of the products. Don't put the coffee as your profile picture. Don't be that weird person, right? Share stories. Don't even say the name of the product ever. You might say happy coffee. Well, the name of the product's called Elevate. If you say happy coffee, they're going to say, what's that? And then you're going to basically, but if you put Elevate, they can go search it out. They can go look on Amazon and go whatever. And you don't know if they're looking at it because you're giving them information to go do research without them having the right information. So create interest to where they're asking you, what is that? So where you can give them the right link to send them to. So that's the last thing. Guys, I know it took a long time, an hour to go over something that's literally a 5-minute system. But I really felt it was important to create the philosophies for you to help you to have the right foundation so where you have the right attitude, so where you'll actually go take the action, so where you'll get the results. And I promise you this, you take the action and you do and say what we just went over, you will create success. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a phenomenal day. I apologize for my voice not working. I'm losing my voice. So this was actually very hard to even talk because it hurt the whole time. But with that being said, and my tonality wasn't as good with the inflections. But guys, it's so important for you to communicate people with voice inflections of excitement to where people know, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what in the hell this is, but it makes you that happy. I want to try it. That being said, everybody have an awesome day. I hope you got value out of this. Everybody have such an amazing weekend. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Chris.
I'll unmute everybody and you can say good night, good day.
Thank you, Chris. That was awesome.
Yay! Have a wonderful day.
Good job, Chris.
Thank you.